Chapter 3. The Final Sunrise. Sunlight poured through the palace windows, filling the halls with warmth, as servants hurried to prepare for Princess Lyria's 16th birthday. Fresh flowers lined the corridors, musicians rehearsed in the courtyard, and the scent of warm bread drifted from the kitchens. It was a day meant for celebration. Lyria smiled as another ribbon was tied around a marble pillar. 16 years ago, at exactly 2 minutes past noon, she had entered the world. Ever since, King Cedric had insisted that the kingdom celebrate not only the day of her birth, but the very minute she was born. When the great clock in the castle tower began to chime noon, conversations slowed. Servants, nobles, and guards alike turned their eyes toward the towering clock. 12 o'clock. 1 minute passed. Lyria laughed quietly as her father approached with a small velvet box hidden behind his back. "Happy birthday, my little blossom," he said with a warm smile. "I'm not so little anymore," Lyria replied, smiling. The minute hand crept forward. 12:02. For the briefest moment, the kingdom was silent. Boom! The palace lurched beneath their feet. Crystal chandeliers swayed violently overhead. Windows rattled in their frames as dust drifted from the ceiling. Somewhere beyond the castle walls came the terrified screams of the marketplace. A cannonball had struck the border of Feloria. "The border," Cedric whispered, his smile vanishing as he rose to his feet. He looked toward the eastern windows as another distant rumble echoed across the valley. "They've declared war." Cedric crossed the room and wrapped his arms around Lyria, holding her just a little tighter than usual, never knowing it would be the last time he would ever embrace his daughter. For a brief moment, the world beyond the palace walls seemed to disappear. Then gently he pulled away and placed the small velvet box into her hands. "Open this when I return," he said softly. "Be brave, my little blossom. Everything will be okay." Lyria nodded, forcing a smile despite the knot forming in her stomach. "I'll be waiting," she whispered. Cedric smiled one last time before turning toward the palace doors. Within moments, he disappeared into the chaos, his voice already carrying orders to the royal guards. Lyria stood frozen, the velvet box clutched tightly against her chest as the echoes of marching boots and blaring horns filled the castle. She watched her father disappear through the palace doors. She pressed the velvet box closer to her heart. Everything will be okay. She wanted to believe him, but for reasons she couldn't explain, a single tear slipped down her cheek. Her knees suddenly gave way beneath her. She sank to the cold marble floor, clutching the velvet box against her chest as though it were the only thing keeping her together. Another tear followed, then another. With one last glance toward the palace doors, she whispered through trembling lips, "Come back to me." The only answer was the distant echo of war horns. She never imagined she had just watched her father for the last time,